Aloha, friends, and welcome back to the Radiate Health and Wellness Podcast. This is your host, Christine D. Ross, and today we are exploring the profound and emotionally challenging journey of anticipatory grief. This form of grief is experienced before an actual loss occurs, often when facing the impending death of a loved one or significant life changes. Whether you're anticipating the loss of somebody close or wrestling with your own terminal diagnosis, the emotions tied to anticipatory grief are valid and deeply impactful. Anticipatory grief is an emotional experience triggered when individuals confront the anticipation of significant changes or losses. This grief can show up in many different ways, such as sadness, anxiety, and a sense of loss for an envisioned future. It's a roller coaster of emotions: fear, helplessness, profound sadness, and moments of cherishing the remaining time. So today, we'll break down the stages of anticipatory grief and explore ways to navigate this emotional journey. So, a few months ago, I shared in a blog post about my dear friend who was recently diagnosed with advanced stage cancer. The special loved one who has played a role like that of a parent in my life, if you don't know, is my father-in-law, Billy. And like any child, the understanding that eventually our parents will pass before us is always at the back of our minds. But we hope when that day comes, they will pass peacefully and painlessly. Unfortunately, Billy's cancer has spread and has caused him a tremendous amount of pain and discomfort. Since his diagnosis, our lives have been full of ups and downs and unknowns. We have had moments of joy and celebration when he is able to eat and enjoy the simplest little pieces of normal living. But we've also been through the dark times of intense pain and frustration. The truth is, we really don't know what to expect. While we all hope for a miracle, it is only natural for him and his loved ones to initiate the grieving process. Now, his self, the family, and friends, we are faced with this reality that his passing might be painful and soon. This diagnosis has forced us into this realm of anticipatory grief filled with deep emotions and the initiation of the grieving process even before the loss occurs. So this podcast is for you, the friends, the family members riding this emotional roller coaster. This is my way of offering encouragement and support to let you know you're not alone, and to bring awareness to the 5 stages of anticipatory grief. I hope to reassure you that it's normal to experience these stages, often not in any specific order, and that's okay. I will also share a few strategies that may help create a bit of balance and hopefully a little bit of peace during these challenging times. So let's become aware of the 5 stages of anticipatory grief, which can help us understand and navigate this emotional journey. So denial is the initial stage of anticipatory grief. It's a natural protective response to the shock of impending loss. You might find yourself thinking, This cannot be happening, or might find yourself trying to find alternative explanations to make sense of the situation, or also just pretend nothing is wrong. Everything's okie dokie. The stage is normal. It can be a buffer, giving your mind time to absorb the reality slowly. During the denial stage, you might keep hoping that there was a mistake or that another opinion might bring different news. It takes some time for the reality to settle in and process the overwhelming information gradually. The second stage is anger. As the reality of the impending loss becomes more apparent, anger may surface. This stage can involve frustration, resentment. Anger is a natural reaction to the helplessness we might feel. However, it's essential to find healthy ways to express and manage this anger. This stage can also show up as thoughts of unfairness and bring up questioning the fairness of the situation. For example, I have caught myself thinking what is happening to Billy is unfair. He has a lot more life to live in him and so much more that he wants to do, get done, explore, experience, places to go. It's unfair this is happening to him and not someone who feels 100% complete with life, has no ambition to doing anything else with their life. So the third stage is bargaining and trying to seek control of the uncontrollable. The bargaining stage involves attempting to regain control or alter the course of events. You may find yourself making promises, seeking alternative solutions, or hoping for a miracle. You may catch yourself thinking, if only we had caught this sooner, or maybe if we try this treatment, this pill, or this superfood, things will change. While it can be worthwhile to explore options, recognizing that some things are beyond our control can help us focus on what we actually can do to make the remaining time meaningful. When battling the surrender to what you can't control, just take some big, deep breaths and try doing what the Beatles sing. Remember words of wisdom. There will be an answer. Let it be. Let it be. The fourth stage is possibly one of the hardest ones, and that's depression. Depression in anticipatory grief is marked by a deep sense of sadness and emotional weight. It can make everyday tasks feel just overwhelming and lead to feelings of hopelessness. This stage is natural. It's our response to the impending loss and the realization of the inevitable. You may have days when the sadness is so heavy that even getting out of bed feels like a huge task. But on such days, practicing self-care and seeking support from loved ones can provide the strength needed to face these overwhelming emotions. And then the final stage is acceptance. And acceptance involves coming to terms with the impending loss. Now, it doesn't mean you are okay with the loss, but rather that you acknowledge it and have found a way to make peace with it. Acceptance allows for a more profound understanding of the situation and often leads to a sense of just being calm. As you begin to accept the reality of the condition, it's good to focus on creating meaningful memories and celebrating the time you have left. Acceptance can bring a sense of peace, even amidst the sadness. So Understanding these stages is one thing, but how do we cope with them in our everyday to day lives? So let's explore some practical strategies to help navigate through those stormy times. So the first strategy I've came up with and in my research is the importance of open communication to foster honest conversations with our loved ones. Ask them what we can do for them. Share your feelings, fears, and expressions of love. Open dialogue creates a sense of connection and understanding. Plus, heartfelt conversations about our fears and hopes can bring us all closer together. So the next is create meaningful moments. Engage in activities that bring joy and create lasting memories. Plan special days filled with favorite activities, or even if it's looking through photo albums and remembering past memories. It can provide comfort and happiness. And another strategy is seek support. It's okay. Reach out to friends, family, wellness coaches, or support groups. Sharing your thoughts and emotions with others who understand can be incredibly comforting. Joining a local support group where members share their experiences and coping mechanisms can provide invaluable support during these difficult times. And then there's the importance of taking care of yourself. Prioritize activities that bring comfort and relaxation. I mean, this could be simply taking a relaxing bath or sitting back and listening to music with your loved one, or self practices such as meditation, walks in nature, or engaging in hobbies that help center your emotions. Also, daily meditation and journaling sessions I have seen greatly assist in finding peace and balance and managing emotions effectively. And also, don't be afraid to get professional support. Know that it's okay. Seek help from therapists specializing in grief and loss. They can offer such valuable coping strategies as well as a safe space to navigate your emotions. Professional support can provide you with the tools and guidance to manage the complex emotions tied to this grief. So, as we navigate this journey of anticipatory grief, remember finding your own way to cope is crucial. Listen to your true inner thoughts. Nobody knows you like you know you. Follow your intuition and know what works for you. And embrace vulnerability. Be kind to yourself. Create a supportive routine. Celebrate life and maintain open communication. So, in our next episode, I'll be interviewing Sharelle Zimnicki, who has personally experienced anticipatory grief after losing both her young spouse and her mother. Sherelle will share her coping tools such as daily gratitude meditation, the importance of a supportive community, and maintaining a routine through activities like caring for her dog. And I invite you to read my previous blog post, Grieving Someone Who Is Still Alive, to learn more about each step of anticipatory grief. In these moments of grief, remember that you don't always have to be in control, and you don't always have to be the strong one. It's important to feel your emotions and share them. It's okay to be vulnerable. Through our vulnerabilities, we can discover what will be best for us. Treat yourself with kindness. The 5 stages of anticipatory grief exist for a reason, and you might bounce around between them. Some days will be dark, and you might feel like everything is against you. But as long as you are kind to yourself and reach into your toolbox, you'll be okay. So mahalo for tuning in to the Radiate Health and Wellness podcast. If you found this episode inspiring, please share it with someone who might benefit from its message. You never know whose life might change. Together, let's create the ripple effect of positive change in the world. To further your journey or self-discovery and growth, check out my book, Discover the Adventure of You, available on Amazon and all major book platforms. And for more resources, healthy recipes, and insights, visit my website, radiatehealthandwellness.com. Mahalo for listening. And don't forget to follow, subscribe, and tune in to my next episode with Charelle, where she shares her journey and her coping tools. Listen on Spotify or watch it on YouTube for deeper insights into her story. Until next time, stay well and radiate health and wellness in all that you do.